pushed the button, Mrs. Saunders.
Button pushed.
Yes, very pushed. All of us are very pushed, aren't we? Anyway, more of that in a minute. Welcome to Ladies Wot Pod, episode 10, therapy session.
Therapy session.
Therapy session.
That's what I promised. Promised to be a therapy session.
Yeah, therapy session as a result of yesterday's events at the Gardens.
Now, I'm going to start. Oh, sorry, before I start, who are we?
She was straight in there. You see, she's off trying to give therapy straight away, everybody. But we want to do the introductions. I'm Claire Jones. I am one of the photographers at the Gardens. Wear a red hat. It's somewhere around the place. Oh, look, it's over there. In fact, you can just see a little red corner over my shoulder. Mrs. Saunders is stretching. This is serious.
I am.
And I do still live on the edge of the fence, and my husband's out there somewhere cleaning CWGC headstones because it's that time of year. And you are Mrs. Saunders?
I am Mrs. Saunders. I am indeed. I did drown my sorrows in a lot of port last night. So any port in a storm. So I'm Lis Saunders. I am a chairman of the Saint Supporters Club and a part of the Haloing team, chief Halo kind of, in that I just allocate and go and check on people and rush around being a social butterfly before the game, which is very jolly. What else do I do? That's it really. Rugby Nors. Oh yeah, I was a rugby. Somebody asked a question and I went, oh no, that was so-and-so there. Oh yes, you're right, they said. How can that? If only I could have useful knowledge in my head. I could have been a rocket scientist or something, but no, I just have useless facts. And I live in South Northamptonshire with the other half of the IT department, who is, I think, chopping up logs ready for the winter.
Oh, very good. Very good. Yes, we've still got quite a lot of last year's bag that we bought for the wood burner in the garage. So right, come on then, Mrs. Saunders. Therapy session part 1.
Therapy session. And now I'm going to lay the blame for yesterday fairly and squarely at your door. And you know why. You know the conversation we had before the game.
And I had with Radders.
Yes. Yeah, you did. Do you want to confess to the boys and girls and ladies and gents what you said?
Dr. Jones and I watched Leeds play St Helens in one of the eliminator. It's a bit like baseball. It's really complicated. But anyway, they were playing at Headingley, and it was the eliminator to go through to the next round of the playoffs for the grand final in Super League. And it was a bit of a grim struggle anyway, but Leeds took a comfortable lead. And the commentators were talking about who they might be playing and what might be going on, and the fact that, Headingley will be a sellout. It wasn't on Saturday, weirdly. Anyway, it was all, gearing up for, Leeds entertaining somebody in the next round. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, St Helens scored a try. And, yes. And then Leeds proceeded to, I can only describe it as implode, as they kicked one out on the full, which caused St Helens to go back into the Leeds half. And then there was a play at the end where I swear to God, it was like watching the under-8s, when they all hover around the ball. And I think St Helens ended up with a 5-man overlap as they ran in to score. And they didn't even need to convert it to win the game because the game was effectively over. And I mentioned this to Radders and I said, they stopped playing, didn't they? Referring to Leeds. And he went, amazing, unbelievable. We said, unbelievable, Claire. Yes.
Then we had the conversation with our good friend Simon Robinson, and you said, can you imagine it? And we went, we don't have to imagine it. We've been Saint supporters for so long. Yes. Little knowing. So there we go.
Yes.
So shall we Should we get this done, dusted, and out of the way?
Well, let's talk about the first half. We will talk about the second half. First
Briefly.
half. Well, first half, I think Rada's chapter 1 of defence will be, when you've got a ruck, you don't leave a big hole so that one of the fastest wingers who's desperate to score because it's his first game in 3 million years because of injury, you don't leave a hole. So that's the first one. Although his dive was ridiculous. But anyway.
It was.
Yeah. So good for the cameras, though. Although the look of disdain on George Hendy's face was quite fun. We had quite a few newbies who were making their home debuts. Yes, they played.
We did.
Yeah, we did, and we had a few teenagers out there.
Yeah, we did.
So well done to Edo, who was a teenager, and Tone.
Oh my God, he won't want to see that start again, will he? Ever. Poor man.
Chris Ashton, I have only watched the first half, I confess. I think he was absolutely spot on. It was asking a lot to do one of those very delicate, make it 10 yards or 10 metres. Yeah. So, hoof it downhill and get the game going, get his adrenaline going. But anyway, yes. But then he redeemed himself because...
Oh, he did.
He was playing beautifully. Yes. Absolutely beautifully. And you and I pointed out that he and Archie have only played 3 games together. Yeah. So it was, in the sense of knowing each other, when they were on the front foot, they're developing a really, really positive partnership, which was great to see. So
yeah. And apparently, as the game carried on in the first half, there were reports that Finn was sitting there going, "What? He's a bit good, isn't he?"
Yeah, he is a bit good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think yes. Yes, he's not a bit good, he's a lot good. And he's probably very pleased, actually, if I'll digress for a second, that he's left Claremont, who got hammered by Racing yesterday. But that's not the first time they've been hammered this season.
Goodness me.
Yes. Anyway, Tone fabulous, and isn't afraid to put his head in some very strange places, which is why... Yeah, I mean, last week he got the final turnover to end the game, but this week he was covered in claret, as rugby players like to call it.
I don't know what's been going on, but
yes,
there was a lot of blood on players in positions where you don't normally expect there to be a lot of blood.
And we'll show when we show some photographs in a minute. Yeah. You'll see it. There was blood everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. But so Tone, I think, he was doing really, really well. Noticed, and we were talking about the other week about flags on top of the goalposts, weren't we? The fact that they'd had to take them down. Well, the other thing they've had to take down, or they have taken down, is the flags on top of the Cinch Stadium.
Oh.
Paul Grayson asked for them to be put up when they built the stadium, so you know which way the wind's blowing.
Yeah.
They're not there anymore.
Was that a World Rugby thing
when they were? I was going to ask somebody because.
Anyway, they were stripping out. So I don't think the ladies and gentlemen knew about the conversation about the goalposts with the flags on top. I think that was one we had.
Oh right! Oh God, I mean.
Yeah. So
World Rugby made Andy Miller take the little flags on top of the goalpost down. And he's not going to put them back up again because they'll repeat the equation when it comes to this. I think there's a under-20 Six Nations match that's coming to the Garden, so they'll go through the whole routine again. So yes, when we go to Exeter, as I said in the conversation, I thought it was on the pod, but clearly wasn't. I am going to check if there are little flags on top of Exeter's ground. Exeter's posts, because they were one of the World Cup locations.
Wow. They might have put them back up again, though.
That's true. But I can at least ask when I'm there. Okay. I think Tone... So Tone was one of our folks making his debut. as was
Yeah.
Edo Todaro.
Just love him. Love him. So bouncy.
Talking of which, for those of you on Spotify, I'm just showing a picture of. Notice the claret, everybody. He's got very expressive fingers. You noticed?
Oh,
His fingers, yeah, really expressive fingers.
Be a pianist. Could be a pianist.
Yeah. So he
speaks very good Italian. I was impressed.
Really? Well, you surprised me. Yeah. There were a lot of Italians on the pitch yesterday, weren't there? On both sides. So Edo, I think we're going to have fun with Edo. I think we're going to have fun. I mean, this is a lad who's just 19, and he was finding his feet in the 2 games he played in pre-season, and yesterday he was away. A chap who was sat near Dr. Jones, my IT department, described him as doing an Ellie Kildun with his second try.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah, if you think the way that the winger turned his back and Edo took the opportunity and sliced across him, that's exactly what Ellie did in the final. So yes, so to do an Ellie Kildun. Oh yes, that's something we haven't got on our list. The under 11s. We need to talk about the under 11s. I'll add that to the running order. When we were doing our planning. Under 11s, yeah, because there were 25 teams there yesterday. Other people making their Saints debuts. The fabulous Callum Chick.
Oh, what a signing! So every time I meet him, every time I see him play, he just impresses me more and more.
He is a class act. He is.
I thought we just brought him down as a Trev translator, but he brings so much more.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just a class act, and of course won the man of the match. So unfortunately, he can't be considered for the Ladies Wot Pod Player of the Match, but he did win it last week. So So Callum, Edo, Tone made their debuts. Have we got some? I've missed somebody on the starting lineup. Have I missed anybody? No, not starting. No. We've got others who came on.
Just trying to think who was starting.
We always talk about injuries because we are. So we had 15 players who were unavailable for one reason or another. Including injuries, and then we were added to almost immediately by a very crestfallen post-game Craig Wright, who his mouthguard went off for the second week running, and he failed his HIA. So it meant Henry Walker. Now Henry's had a difficult few weeks. He had troubles in the line-out, no problems yesterday. I mean, the odd one, but God, the bloke must have been knackered by the end of it. Henry has not let us down. He came in on a short-term contract, and he has just done the business. And he played out of his skin. He played himself into the ground yesterday. So Craig, I think, went off after about 3 minutes.
It was certainly within the first 5. Yeah.
Trev also fell foul. So Elliot came on, and I think that's probably the longest Elliot's played for a while.
I think it is, yeah.
He did play.
Played, Elliot.
He was looking good. He was very good, But
he told me before the game he was looking forward to being on the bench. It's his favourite place. Which I said, don't even say that in jest to Mitch, please. I wouldn't like to see the meltdown of that. But so he was hauled off the bench where he'd probably made himself quite comfortable.
Yeah, he's got all his bits for the day ready to go, He also said to me that they all got given a pair of Church's shoes at the end of last season, and he bought his pair of Church's shoes along with other things into the stadium with him. And we had a quick chat, and he pointed out that his shoes were probably worth more than the rest of his wardrobe put together. So
I think it could apply to any of us, to be honest.
So yes, but he was clearly very proud of his shoes. And then Manny was swapped at half time. So very quickly, Angus of course had to go up for blood, but he came back on. But we were already seeing a churn in a team that had already, lost some key players.
Yeah.
So, not great. But it was great to see Sammy G come back.
And go off.
And then he left again, thanks to Josh Hodge. Seriously. Anyway, we did score some beautiful tries in the first half, didn't we?
We did.
I have put Mrs. Saunders' mind at rest about Archie.
Yeah, very well. Yeah.
So Archie, it was a high tackle, but it wasn't. It was no more than a penalty. Although Henry Slade, stop prattling on. You're never going to win the Sergeant Wilson Award. It's just not going to happen. You cannot, manage.
And also, you should have shut up at that point, because the reason why it went forward was because of the offence committed by your player. So you might have been better to shush at that point.
Yes. But Archie, fabulous break by Hendo, fabulous break by Archie, and they recycled the ball beautifully into the corner, pass from Callum Chick to Tom Pearson, who went into the corner. Tom having one of his really good games.
Really good game.
Two running on fumes by the end. So we got two from Edo, one from Alex Coles, lovely one where he basically went like the parting of the Red Sea. It was, he stepped to one side and through he went. Tom Pearson, and I've missed one, and of course Mr. Dependable.
Mr. Dependable.
Suddenly received a delicious pass from Dingers. That Vesty would have been purring at that moment. To put Mr. Dependable away. And then somebody on, actually I can say who it is, on Facebook was asking, did I get it? Did I get it? Of course I got it. The try, I mean. Let me just have a quick look. In fact, here it is. Love this try. Great from Tom. Yes. Because Lewis was... the gentleman concerned, Steve Oakley. Of course, I got it. Steve, yes, I got the whole run in, and the try celebration involving Rambo, which is good. Rambo at his very best. So here we go for those of you on Spotify. You'll have to, So Rambo enjoyed that one. But it was a great run from Mr. Dependable, put away by a fabulous pass from Dingers. So
when talking to him after the game, I said, "A great try," and he said, "Well, it was Dingers, mate." I went, "No, it's definitely you running with the ball. It's definitely you all that way. It was definitely you."
You've got to score it. I mean, yes,
Yeah, but it was, yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. So half time, 33-7.
Don't.
You've got to do it.
Okay, and then the second half happened.
So we lose as a team. We've always, because we lost that second half before anyone says anything. We did rather lose that second half. And I am sure wiser heads and more knowledgeable heads than me and Mrs. Saunders will go through why we went off process, why we seem to do things that were very unsaintly. And I imagine, I said it to several people yesterday, I wouldn't want to be in a review.
No, I did point out to one player who wasn't in the match 23 that he'd have to go to the meeting with Douse, and he went, "Oh, yeah, thanks for reminding me of that." That's right.
So
he's a cheeky young pup.
He deserves to be terrible second half first time round. Some people live this world. I mean, I have to live it again because I've got to go through the blessed photos. But some people have got to go through it all again. So there'll be I'm sure there'll be a lot of discussion about decision making because it seemed a bit strange at times. And I think tiredness had set in because for several of the players, they hadn't had pre-season games. They talk about getting minutes into your legs. So the likes of Dingers and Alex Coles, I mean, he must have been running on fumes by the end. That's my favourite
And
phrase
to
to
then
say, I think.
to try and make decisions on the hoof when you're oxygen, when you're breathing.
I was sat behind Tom Bullock and Jake Sharp next to George Hibbert. And I was desperately trying to, without stop myself from saying, drop goal! Drop goal! Because it's not my place.
Yeah,
But I desperately wanted someone. Because, Tone he's a good drop goal kicker. It's part of his arsenal. I was like, please, just a drop goal. The place will go mental if you score it. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I've just as an aside, we had the lovely sight of Hutch coming on in the second half, and we thought we would go right, Dingers and Hutch. I mean, Mr. Dependable's been brilliant, but Dingers and Hutch, it's Dingers and Hutch. It's like Fortnum and Mason, Bangers and Mash. It's the Dingers and Hutch show. But it just, I think by then, poor Dingers was.
Yes, Dingers was, his head was mush, I think, probably.
Yeah.
So, yes. One thing we do have to talk about, because actually Douse mentioned it as one of his bugbears of the sport at the moment.
Oh, my goodness me.
It's the refereeing of offside. We mentioned it in last week's pod because I was stood behind the technical area last week and saw it, and we saw it again yesterday. It makes the game... it makes it so easy to defend when you're about 1 metre, 2 metres offside. And it wasn't just once, it was all the time.
All the way. Yeah. So, which is why we're never getting any go forward, because they were just killing the ball from offside.
The thing that they were doing beautifully, and I noticed it actually happened straight from the error of the kickoff. The resulting scrum they got the ball back to Henry Slade, who just literally chipped the ball behind us for a 50-22, which set their platform up. They were getting 50-22s at will, which I thought was interesting that they'd worked that bit out. And I don't know whether it's the inexperience of one of our wingers or what was going on, but it just struck me. I don't think I've ever seen so many 50-22s in a game. So they were. But the offside law, please, somebody. And we don't seem to worry about in at the side, although there was one manny one.
Oh, my goodness me, no.
He was so far in at the side, he was actually coming in from their side. It's like, please, all of us, can we go back to the back foot straight in, please, and get rid of this in at the side? So, because, again, it just kills the blooming speed of the ball.
And the forward passes.
Oh. Well... We'd noticed that in the Women's World Cup, that they'd stopped worrying about forward passes. And
fortunately, they did worry about the one that would have
lost us the game.
Really ripped our hearts out.
Yes.
So,
it's... Oh, by the way, just for those who are worrying whether I did get the try, there is Mr. Dependable.
He looks a bit pleased with himself there, doesn't he?
He does, as does a certain Mr. Tadaro here, with a bit of celebration going on in the background.
Oh, yes.
Yes. There we go. There's his first one.
Oh,
yeah.
What is the bloke doing behind there? What is going on with that Exeter player? Eating grass by the look of things.
Well... Yeah, I think Edo just turned him inside out. Here's one I haven't edited yet, but I think you get the feeling that
sums it up.
Yes, you do get the feeling there. I haven't edited that one yet, but here's an edited.
So anyway,
yes,
it's an interesting one, and we all felt absolutely
flat,
gutted. And furious and flat. And then my IT department said, it's interesting, isn't it? Matter of perspective. If it been the other way round, Exeter were delighted with the draw. We were, here's what you could have won feeling, isn't it? So On the plus side, we got 3 points rather than 2. Okay, it could have been 5, but it's 3. Leicester,
Nada.
yeah.
Nothing.
So there you go.
So there you go. And Bristol, even though they got 5, lost 3 of their key players in
Oh
Harry
gosh, yeah.
Randall, AJ McGinty, and Ibit Toy. And I'm getting messages. I thought, I'll give over. So yeah, it's yeah, we all felt very, very, very flat at the end of the game.
You
And
got quite cross. I came stomping past you in the
you
second half
did,
because
but you came stomping
I had to
past
go
me
for a
during the
walk.
game. There was much
Yeah.
stomping, and yes. What I would say is there's always something to cheer you up.
Yes. So George Hendy's 50th cap, and little George got the ball.
Hero. Got the ball and met his hero. And this is little
George and his family were just a delight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So well done, little George. Happy birthday, Paul, for yesterday.
I'm looking forward to catching up with you at the Tigers game.
Yes, they're coming to their next game, and little George was very excited. He met lots of people yesterday. He met the rest of the Hendy family, so he's met because everybody was there, including Arthur from Doncaster, and he also met Bernie for the first time. So it was a big day for the for little
Bernie
George.
was clean. Bernie had a bath specially for the start of the season.
Very good. I'm quite glad of that.
Reliably informed.
So yes, so Ladies Wot Pod Player of the match, Liz.
Well, yeah. Obviously, Callum can't get it because he got the official one.
He got the official goal.
Edo was in consideration, but he won another one.
He won another one, the one that the supporters can now vote for. Yeah. It's just to prove that here is the man with his goal
thing.
Yeah.
Tom Pearson, special mention because I thought he played out of his skin. I thought he played really well. EP, great to see him back rampaging. But for me, apart from that first kick, Tone was the man of the player of the match for me. He was
outstanding. He was actually outstanding. So Anthony Miller, you are our Ladies Wot Player of the match. We're not actually going to award the Sergeant Wilson Award because nobody deserved it. No. But what we can do is I can mention in dispatches the refereeing team.
Oh yes. Well, perhaps you should get it actually. I think you should get it.
Maybe I should.
Yeah, I've had it. So it's for positive engagement with the referees. So can it be more positive that they've given you a shirt?
They have given me a shirt. Yes, they are. So James Clark, who was the 4th official, came to see me before the game and handed me. For those of you on Spotify, some of you may have seen the Facebook post, my personal Facebook. It's a refereeing shirt, and I'm absolutely made up. It's to say thank you for the photos that I've given them over the years. And actually, it's given me an idea of something that I can do for the referees. So I'm going to talk to James because I take they're in lots of photos. If you think about it, scrums, landmarks. So why shouldn't they have a record of their time?
I think it makes you the 5th official.
Yeah.
I think it makes you the 5th official, actually.
The 5th
I think they could come to you. They could come to you for decisions.
Red Hat, did you see that? Yes. It depends. So thank you to James and the team. It was very kind of you. I was very touched by that. As people would have heard when I came back. I went to go and take photographs of Dan Bigger and came back with a referee shirt. Don't say that very often. So you were haloing.
I was haloing, charging about the place, not helping anybody, just greeting.
Charging about the place.
Yeah. Tremendous fun. Well, we had a full complement of halos, so I didn't need to do much.
Yes, they were all. I bumped into several of them whizzing around the place, having a good time.
So I greeted Dan Bigger and that started my morning off very nicely. A kiss from Dan Bigger. It's always going to, isn't it? I greeted the ref, who said that he would come to me if he wanted assistance, but I could have helped him a lot more than the assistance he was getting, I feel.
Joe James. So for
Joe
those
James.
who didn't know Joe, he's a regular in the championship. Really nice man.
Delightful man. And who else did I greet? Henry Slade's mum and dad. That was at the end of the game.
Well, that's like catching up with old friends, really, isn't it, for you?
It was really, because they were in our hotel in Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
Chris Ashton. Now, you and I have not managed to listen to the second half, but I tasked Chris Ashton with getting in, mentioning the shape of the D. Can somebody who listened, can you let me know, did he say it, or have I got to just slap him next time I see him?
Yeah, because you were trying to get him to say it on commentary.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he said he would.
Yeah.
But,
he was very, very effusive in his praise of Tone.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so in the first half, we don't know what happened in the second half because neither of us can bring ourselves to watch it. Yeah, greeted. Had a word with Henry about Bill the Lion, perhaps suggesting he could have a bath. Don't think that's going to happen. Stop calling him a teddy bear. He's a lion. I had a longer chat with Finn. A nice chat with Finn, who was just chewing anything, desperate to be playing.
But he's got another week to go. I mean, he's going to be...
Oh. And they can't understand it because the Welsh...
They didn't play the last in any of the tests. It doesn't make sense.
Makes no sense. That's it. And it makes no sense to them. They can't see the sense of it, being as they had no part in the last 2 weeks of they weren't even doing much training in the last 2 weeks of the tour, and they're just desperate to be back. So so we'll, and then to watch Tone doing a player of the match performance. I don't think will have helped young Mr. Smith, but
no, but it's good that he's got some competition.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, so on the photography front, we were quite busy yesterday, but one thing and another. So we've all got our new... You've got one as well, haven't you? Not as a photographer, obviously as a halo, but...
Yes, I've got
we've got
new
our very
passes.
Now, again, for those of you on Spotify, here is my 2025-26 season pass. Will Gutwell, who's one of the media team, apologised for his handwriting. But it's very smart, isn't it? Where you can
very
go.
Smart.
Basically, I'm not allowed in hospitality, which I thought was a bit harsh. But anyway,
I haven't even looked at where I'm allowed to
the directors either. They don't want me in the directors' lounge or back of house, which is fine by me because I'm not cooking for anybody. So, but the rest of the place I'm allowed to wander around.
I haven't even looked. I just,
Oh, yeah, that's all part of the fun. You've got to look.
No, because then I might find out going to places I shouldn't be. And I'm not having that. I'll just carry on. If I don't know, that's,
Yeah, well, so Liz Tyler spoke to me and Adam have got to share. We've got to play nicely.
Share nicely, yeah.
Yeah, we've got to share nicely. And what we've got to share is a bib. I have my new Gallagher Prem bib. I'm sorry, those on Spotify, you're not going to see it again. But here it is. It's not very exciting. Look, could it be less exciting?
No, it couldn't be. But it's, to the point. It's factual.
Yeah. But notice it says media, not photographer, which I thought was interesting. Yeah. It's not that interesting. It's quite boring, actually. There is going to be another bib. And Lewis, the wonderful videographer, will have his bib. Because, of course, he needs to film all over the place all through the day. But Adam and I are going to share a bib. And what it is access to the pitch. Now, you're not going to suddenly find Adam Guns and I running on the pitch during the game. That's not happening. What it is before the game and after the game. And there'll only be one bib for leftover. So Adam will have it before the game, I'll have it after the game. And the idea is that they're limiting the number of people who are going onto the pitch. And I have to say, I can understand why. Now, Liz was telling us that all the video examples that they came up with of other clubs, they're all other clubs where Usually people with iPhones filming for the content. I don't know why I've gone into a funny voice. For the young people. Oh, has tea arrived?
No, just poked his head round the corner. It's gone again.
Oh, fair enough. You're parched.
Yeah.
And
Have
so,
a cup of tea if you're making one.
Tea? Well, yes, not for me. I've got a drink already, thanks. So
sorry. So just one moment. Yeah, okay. You go and eat yours. Yeah.
Lunch. Very important. You can't have
domestic dealings of the Saunderses. He gets hangry if he doesn't eat.
We've only allowed. He gets it. So I won't be able to shoot the huddle on the pitch like I used to. Adam will be doing that. I'll have to use my long range lens and do it from afar. But then likewise, he can't shoot the huddle after the game in the way that we used to play the sort of dance routine as we went round each other. But so it'd be me doing it after the game and him doing it before. But if it does mean that you don't have the problem of people getting in the way, and that's good. The issue you've got is that when you've got people who are used to filming with their phones, used to just wandering about, they don't look over their shoulder, so they don't care who's behind them. And we've all seen the footage of the players running out onto the pitch, and the cameraman's had the problem of somebody with a phone. It's usually somebody with a phone, from what I understand. It's not one of the pro photographers on the pitch, getting in the way, and then. Now I have to say. Dave Rogers, Adam and I all looked at Liz and went, "Excuse me? Don't you mean the chap that usually gets in our way?"
Yeah.
Because the number of times, usually, and they got one of these sort of handy cam things where it's on a little gimbal. There's a famous bit of footage of Fremo's scoring and then doing, the finger up sign that he does. He got completely in the way of all of us. Didn't matter what side you were on. He completely messed up our shot. So, and we can name numerous examples where he's got in the way. So it was a slightly frustrating. I mean, Liz was slightly frustrating conversation. We were thinking, well, actually, TNT, we're all here to do a job. So actually, your guys sometimes can have a think and think of the others as well. So changing times. I just hope that PRL don't turn into EPCR, because that will be hideous. Anyway.
Oh, talking of EPCR, I mean, I know we're not got to deal with that, but I wonder what the stash will be this year. Wonder what.
Well, one of my dazzles has clearly been on the rash. Look at him.
Where is he?
He's just leaning back like this. He's gone. Yeah. He's been on the sauce. It's not good.
No, mine's all right. Let's up there with Jimmy, paying attention.
He snuck in and drank the Christmas whiskey. So it was a busy day.
Sell out.
Can I have a moan about day fireworks?
You can have a moan about the pyros, yes.
Why? We spent the first 10 minutes of the game as if
smoke.
November fog has appeared.
Yeah. There were a few problems, weren't there? Yesterday, we've discovered problems with season tickets not working, problems with lifts not working, but most importantly, could be another reason why we played so badly in the second half. No pasty van. No pasties to be had. Now, the pies are very good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dissing the pies. They're very good. But they're much hard. Pasty, you can eat a pasty much easier than a pie.
Yeah.
You need a plate for a pie.
Pasty gate.
Yeah, so we're not happy. Bring back, free the pasty wagon. I say.
Anyway, yes, the pasty man needs to come back. Yes. But I think, given that stadium looked completely different, only not that long ago, they haven't had long to put it back. And of course, the pre-season game. When you have a pre-season game, it allows you to iron out any gremlins that have got into the works.
Yeah, and we didn't have any of those.
So, yeah, it was a tough time. I imagine there was some difficult conversations going on amongst the staff.
Yes.
cut them a bit of slack, everybody. They worked incredibly hard to get the game away. It was a sellout as well, which is wonderful in one sense, but it means that your stadium is most stretched. Every process you got is at its most stretched.
Yeah.
So, come on,
because
everybody.
the next one will be a sellout.
Let's be nice. Group hug.
Yeah.
And
now, whilst we're on the subject of stadium, you owe our stadium announcer an apology.
I've got a catalogue. Yes, for some reason, I sat down with Pete while he munched his chips. He did offer me a chip for anyone else, but I just... Anyway, Pete, we were talking about the World Cup and how much he enjoyed it, because, hearing his dulcet tones, I actually started by saying, I'm sure I heard somebody like him at Sale on Thursday. And he went, no, can't have been me. Yes, it was. But for some reason...
what is his name? And what is his name?
His name is Pete Nuttall. It's always been Pete Nuttall. So why I've started calling him Pete Nash is beyond me. Pete Nash being a lovely gentleman who I, in a completely different role, in a completely different life, expert on the RAF, he'll tell you, nothing to do with stadium announcements. So to both Pete's, sorry. It's more likely that Pete Nuttall's listening to this than Pete Nash. But anyway, Pete Nuttall, I thought, was outstanding at the World Cup. When he was announcing at the Gardens, I thought he did a really, really good job. He did confess that he's going to miss the Tigers game, but for very good reason.
Go on.
It will be his. Now, I think he said it was his 25th grand final last year, so that means that this year's grand final of the Super League is his 26th. And I think when you've done it for 26 years, I think it's a good enough excuse. So I don't know who we're going to get at the Tigers game. Maybe the lovely Ben Lawrence.
Could be. Yeah.
Who does a great job when he does it for Lightning. Yes. So Pete, sorry, I will try and get your name right. And he and I actually had a really...
I was losing the plot.
No, you're not. It's me who's lost the plot years ago. He and I had a very interesting conversation, not only about the Women's Rugby World Cup, we also talked about Saracens.
Yeah. Classy as always.
You know what, Saracens? You're not funny. You're really not funny. Bristol Bears, funny.
Yeah, they are funny. Yeah.
Bristol Bears, funny. Saracens, you're not. The standing on a Red Bull tin, rugby doesn't give you wins, apparently. No. Just classless nerks. Just go away. And the way I described it, my theory that Mr. Nuttall agreed with is that they're trying to be, we're Millwall and everybody hates us and we don't care. And we don't need it. If anything, in the last weekend's events about bringing hate into sport and what it does for you, the Ryder Cup is a perfect example of why. Just don't go there. Just do not go there.
Mind you, it does seem as if the heckling, part of the complaint about the Ryder Cup was the level of bants was so bad. It was Ellis Genge bad. They were calling players fat.
I think the issue, I think they overstepped. There were two ways they overstepped the mark with the Ryder Cup. We'll digress into golf because you and I have occasionally hit a white ball. One was it's fine to have a banter about the players because that's happened in the Ryder Cup for years. It's not when you start attacking their families.
Yeah.
And throwing things at their wives, just out of order. And then the second thing is it's fine to have a banter. So I went to the Ryder Cup that was delayed a year after what happened at 9/11. I was there at the Belfry, and I've learned how slowly Tiger Woods played. Dear God, you could have written a book by the time he made the shot. Anyway, Colin Montgomery was getting all sorts of pelters, and he was taking it in good heart. And it was usually as he knocked the microphone as he was walking down the fairway. Mr. Montgomery would get a couple of comments and he'd give as good as he gets. But it's not when he's standing over the ball trying to take a shot.
Yeah.
So banter's one thing, a bit of comedy humour is something, but not doing it. And so, going back to Saracens, you are do not bring hate into our game. We do not need it. We do not need it. Respect for the opposition has been a part of our game. It's a brutal sport. We do not need classless, ridiculous behaviour such as that. And you're not the originals. It's the strapline on their adverts now. The originals. You are not the originals. Blackheath are. A different side of the river. I know that. But you are not the originals. So, off.
Oh, Lord. They really are up themselves, aren't they?
Oh, they are.
I mean, that thing about Red Bull, it's schoolyard bullying to me. It's not bants. It's not funny.
No.
Everybody else is thinking, good on Newcastle. It's what we need. It's what the game needs, a strong Newcastle. It needs somebody up there doing well, not to have the idiots in the south fancy Dan Londoners putting the boot in. Just bog off. Who else do you want to bog off? Well, we're telling people to bog off. Sarri's media team.
Former Saracen.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Jim Hamilton, bog off.
And this ties in with Newcastle as well, doesn't it? Of course.
Yes. So he started this campaign, and he's reposting on X, that he wants to get Henry Pollock to Newcastle. Jim, bog off. And as somebody wisely responded to him, perhaps Newcastle ought to develop their own Henry Pollock. Which tends to be the Red Bull way anyway. They tend to grow ground up. So, it's no, Jim. Go. There's this really great club, call themselves the Originals, North London.
They must have a talented youngster.
Have a look at their academy and see if you can persuade them to go up north. But leave our players alone.
Yeah, because I mean, there's something special happening there always. So there's bound to be a special one.
There's bound to be a special person that they can send up north. Ben Earl, Maritoji.
Oh no, poor Newcastle, they've suffered enough. People we really like, though, on the plus side, just to weigh it up, the plus side, James Burridge. Lovely man.
Top bloke. Actually, the last time I spoke to him was at Bedford, because he was filming for the.
Oh yes, he didn't have a fishing stool. Had to sit on the ground.
Yes, he was eyeing my fishing stool.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's now Tom West's fishing stool. But anyway.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so James made a lovely video, an interview with Ella Bevan about her role as the chairman of the club. And it's beautiful. It's a really, really beautiful video. It's bound to be on iPlayer. It's on X. If you look for James on X, you'll find him. But it's an absolutely lovely, lovely video. And it's going to be very interesting to see. Ella describes herself as she wants to bring emotional intelligence. Day one. What he has to say. Damn, she thinks. Bring emotional intelligence to the role. But James is brilliant at these little films. He made one with me and Dowse when I was at the Commonwealth War Graves, which was absolutely stunning. He's so good at these things. And it's another one. It's another James Burridge special. So thank you, James. Meanwhile, there's some skullduggery going on with Nick Mullins' car.
Apparently so. So Nick Mullins, where does Nick Mullins come from?
Leicester.
Right.
He's a Leicester City supporter. He tries not to talk about rugby. Well, I mean, he talks about rugby as a profession, but I mean, which team he... I think we can work it out. But anyway, a bit like Roberts. Was it John Roberts? No, what was the name? Ian Robertson. He didn't hide his Leicester Tigers support very well either. Anyway, some little wag has stuck a stick man on Nick's car on his registration plate, which Fremo helpfully hid whilst pointing at said stickman yesterday on the tweet on X. Nick is slightly concerned because he's got to go to Welford Road next week.
Well, there you go.
Well, it'll test it out, you know.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, dear Lord. Anyway, moving even more positive, and ever there was an antidote to the Saracens nonsense, it's the Red Roses.
Oh, just everything. Everything about it is just joyous, isn't it?
The whole thing is just wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
So let's do the serious stuff. Let's do the game first. You know, the pressure on those lasses' shoulders, home World Cup, and Canada had already stuffed the Black Ferns in a way that nobody expected them to. Oh, I was quite nervous. I was actually quite nervous for it. So it was a delight to watch them just soak up the pressure and dismantle Canada. Really, it was
wonderful, absolutely wonderful to. It was like, so when Canada scored. So Canada scored first. Fantastic try from a line out that went wrong. A very rare line out because Flight Lieutenant Amy Cockayne overthrew the throw, and as a result, Canada went in to score. That seemed to galvanise the Red Ferns into right. We roll up our sleeves and we get
Ferns.
Red Ferns. What
the heck are the Red Ferns?
It's been a long day, and I haven't even got my photos done yet. Red Roses. I believe we have roses.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
And I wasn't even on the port. Anyway, and we broke out the Christmas whiskey.
Roses, red roses, red roses, galvanised.
What would happen next? In a very Edo Tadaro way, Ms. Kildun scored one of her fabulous tries from almost nothing, really. Her upper body strength is just extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. It was a beautiful, beautiful try. And then it became a power game, I think. Is that fair to say? It was a power game? Yeah. Took their opportunities and were just ruthless. Absolutely ruthless. And Canada didn't really look like coming back into it until Anna Bottom got a bit carried away. And there was a beyond the horizontal tackle in the second half that was meant for a few minutes because Canada scored. We were a bit nervous.
Yeah,
the comeback's on. We need to wear it. And
so, I mean, the lightning involvement in this is so Sadia got player of the match.
I described her as the Joe Worsley of this England team. Just, I see something, I tackle it. It's going to hit the deck.
Excuse me.
That's Joe Worsley ringing in for a chat.
Yes, suspected spam.
Ooh. So yeah, I mean, she had their tackle rate just extraordinary. She was just hitting anything that moved. Fantastic performance, absolutely fantastic performance. The other one was the multi-talented, as I described her the other day on Facebook, Helena Rowland.
Yeah.
Who came on in the second half. And then, of course, we got the squad players, Emily Scarrett, who was in her 5th World Cup, and Lily Champion, who I think was in her 1st World Cup, but and who will play a big part in England's future. There's no doubt about that. But it was the joy in which they played. It was the most assured performance of England in the whole tournament.
Yes. Yeah. And part of the mastermind behind that performance, of course, is former Lightning player Sarah Hunter.
Yeah. And you talk about a sacrifice that these guys have to make. And it was brought home to me because I bumped into Nathan Smith, Sarah's partner, at training last week. And Olivia, their little one, could barely sit up when Sarah has seen her, but spent any decent amount of time with her. She can now walk. Yeah. All the camps, all the training, all the preparation. These guys sacrifice a lot. And anyone who's seen Sarah with Olivia knows how much she loves being a mum. But so it must have been incredibly hard to work on this tournament. And I'm sure Olivia and mum will be spending a lot of time together in the next few weeks. But Sarah, when she was interviewed, talked about they actually learnt the Black Ferns. Now, you see, that was right. The Black Ferns lesson from their game against Canada, because they realised that defence was going to be absolutely key. And so it turned out. The chaotic game, speed game, that Canada liked to play was nullified by the work that Sarah and her defensive team had done, because the girls were on fire. They were absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But your favourite and my favourite player that we're running a campaign to bring to the garden.
Oh, God, yes. Her brother stepped it up a whole level.
Although when interviewed, he did say that Napoleon was his high point. But we think he was.
I think the Mountie. The Mountie was just things only a brother will do, really.
Sibling rivalry. Don't you just love it?
Yeah. So, well, I think it was her birthday today.
Was it? Oh, right. Oh, well, there you go. But yeah, so I still think that Abby's crocheting skills, and do we know her brother's name? And his ability.
I don't know that we do. Well, we don't. We must have a name. If somebody knows what her brother's name is, let us know.
Let us know, because what a marvellous man. So, yes, so he absolutely, we need him at the Gardens in the opposition's costume. I'm sure the PWR can provide a few, opportunities for fun. But yes, so, and then they continued celebrating. I thought the celebrations were fantastic. I love the fact that Hannah Bottoman has been banned from any more sliding along the floor on her knees by her physio. Having celebrated a win in that changing room, they were in the away changing room because they lost the toss. It's a big changing room. Don't get me wrong. We're not talking bath, cupboard or Leicester Tigers cupboard. It's a big changing room, but it's not as big as the home changing room. So it would have been quite cosy in there, sliding around the place. But they just looked like they were having so much fun. And, and John Mitchell, bless him, I mean, really, really skilled coach, but he tapped in to their energy. I mean, he's a much older, white male bloke. He tapped into their energy. So when they're covering him in glitter and, and streamers and silly hats, he just went with it. And Ellie Kildunn gave him a tattoo, apparently.
Okay. There was a touching vignette that I saw of Meg Jones sitting on the podium, gazing
just looking at the trophy.
I'm filling up talking about it, the trophy, because of course both of her parents died earlier this year, and she was and John Mitchell just spotted this, went over and sat with her, and it just lovely. So even in all that joy, he found time to comfort the one who suddenly had that missing people moment, as we all get. So that was lovely. BBC coverage, hats off to them. They've done it really well.
Brilliantly. Absolutely brilliantly. Yeah. Even to the point of having Brian Moore, who's been a huge advocate for women's sport, and then bringing in the referee, Nigel Owens, who from on high would tell us why such and such. Just worked. I did like the little banter between Brian and Nigel. A little debate in the referee, because of course Brian is a trained referee. Little bants between the two.
Yeah. I thought it was brilliant, and I mean that final was the second highest attendance for a World Cup final ever.
Yeah,
and it was the most watched rugby game on television
this year. 5.8 million watched it.
Yeah. And you do wonder whether the RFU are now thinking, have we done the right thing, taking all the men's games off terrestrial? Well, we know the answer to that, because when you see the impact this has had, because it's been available to watch, the impact it's had on the game as a whole, and on the women's game particularly, and on the juniors, because you were doing the under 11s on.
Well, yeah, we haven't talked about. Yeah, one of the things we haven't talked about match day. I was going to mention it is it was the the Defender Cup's changed its name. This is the one where the winner goes to Twickenham to represent the Saints in June, May, whenever the final is. And it's something like the Defender Young Spirits Cup, Young Future Stars Cup, whatever it is. That's what it's called. And I've been doing these competitions 15 plus years. And at 11, it's the last year that boys and girls can play together.
That's right.
At 12s, they separate and go their separate ways. And yesterday, 25 teams. They actually had to turn teams away from the competition. They had so many teams sign up.
Oh, hello, you've gone. For those on Spotify, Mrs. Jones has gone green. She's on a green screen. I cannot see her.
Screen again. Hold on. My poor little camera.
I might as well be on Spotify now, really. Those of you on YouTube will be sharing my consternation and confusion. Has the whiskey caught up with you? Oh, she's back.
I'm back. Yes, I'm back. Hold on. There we go. I could be gone any minute. I have a backup camera, which worst case I can use. So 25 teams, and for the first time, there have always been girls there. Girls, there always been, most teams had at least one, maybe two girls. But yesterday, there were loads of girls playing. Absolutely loads of them. There were some Ellie Kilduns. By what I mean, the long white socks and the blonde curly hair. So we had the Henry headbands. We're now getting the Ellie Kilduns out there. But one team, and I did wonder whether there was some tokenism going on when I saw this to begin with, but then I saw them play, had the majority girls starting in their starting lineup.
Wow.
Yeah. And I thought, is this a bit of, because it's the Women's World Cup? No, the girls actually, for that, I can't remember which team it was, for that team, the girls were actually really, really good. Very good ball handling skills, very good tackling skills. They were on the money. So, but yeah, it was fantastic to see. It's a really well attended cup. Of course, with COVID, it was all a bit chaotic for a bit, but it's back to its best, and I really enjoyed. They have a challenge now at the Gardens. We're lucky that we can hold them on site. I remember doing I was invited by Wasps a few years ago, obviously before Wasp went bust, to do their Defender Cup, and they had to actually have it in a completely different rugby club about 10 miles from Coventry.
Yeah.
So there was one parent who apparently was who was cross that they were having to use the pitches on pitch 3, the far end, in the HPC, and then the pitches next to the HPC. And it's all on one site. You're there. I know it's a bit of a walk between the pitches, but you could be, as Wasps used to have to do, 10 miles up road. So, it's a Ben Lawrence, Matty, they do a fantastic job. Callum was there. They were all there, getting slightly damp first thing in the morning when it rained. But they do a cracking job. And, well done to them, as all I can say. And photos will be out when I get through the 40 million photos that I took yesterday. But yeah, it was all good. I think
rugby.
I think the World Cup's been a huge success. Is all I was going to say.
It has.
And the PWR is back in the next 3 weeks, so we'll be welcoming them back. And everybody get to a PWR game.
Yeah, you've seen how much fun
You've seen how much fun it is. You will see future stars. I tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed the 2 games that Dr. Jones and I went to at the university. Fantastic youngsters coming through. Nathan Smith and his coaches are doing a wonderful job. It will be great to see Sardia and Helena and Helen and everybody back from their World Cup adventure. But we've got some fantastic youngsters. We do have to say goodbye to a few players who have come to the end of their contracts, and one who's elected not to stay, which is Chrissy Scurfield, because she wants to get back into playing for the national Sevens team, the Canada Sevens team. So we wish them well and thank you for their time in the African Violet. But I can't wait, and I'm desperate for the schedule to support me getting there more often. Anyway.
Yeah, well worth a trip to watch Lightning play.
Yeah,
and
get yourselves down there, everybody. It's a cheap ticket. It's a lovely day out, and you get to watch some cracking rugby. So come on, let's get on with it. Yeah. Right. So what are we doing this week? Oh, walking rugby. Last week we've got big news, haven't we?
Rugby.
We've got big news.
We've got big news. So we have no news from Toaster under 11s because we're still going through the concussion return to play, and we've no news from the international man of mystery, obviously, because he's being mysterious again. And if his brother's not doing it, he's not going to do it. But the other member of my family, walking rugby, Saints walking rugby team, played Old Laurentians, lost 4-1. But the one try was scored by the IT department.
And we have video of it.
We have video evidence of it there.
There we go.
Advantage offside.
There we go. So that's brilliant. So well done, walking rugby. Saints Supporters Club news. We have news. We are holding the AGM and then a quiz. So watch the socials for details of that. We thought we'd roll them in. Might get a few people come to the AGM early and then go into the quiz. So the quiz is so any funds raised will go to whoever we are raising for, probably continuing with the wheelchair rugby in the academy, I would think. But I don't know. Well, that will be decided at the AGM. So that's that. And coaches are now up and tickets are available on the coaches. Still some available for Gloucester. We're running a coach to Bristol as well in November. So get your names down for that. And Saracens. At least one coach will be going to Saracens in when we... Oh, you've gone again. When we go to Tottenham Stadium in whenever that is, March. Oh, you're back.
Well, not on that camera. I'm on the other camera.
Yeah.
Giving up for a minute. I'll just switch it off. There we go. Oh.
Yes. So that's it. That's it, really. And anybody who wants to join the Jolly Halos group, just drop me an email at the Saints Supporters Club or drop something in the comments here, and I'll get back to you and let you know what you have to do.
Brilliant. Now we have a busy week this week, don't we?
We do. We are, yes.
So Wednesday we're off to the Gardens, and and then Saturday. So congratulations to the Champ that had its launch, and we're off for the first game of the season in the Champ, where second place top. Bedford Blues host Ealing. Interestingly, that the champions are playing away because, of course, Bath played away at Quins. Poor old Quins. Anyway,
but so did we. But we played away our first game.
So it's clearly become a bit of a thing. So Ealing are visiting Bedford, so that'll be an interesting game. Is one joining me, Mrs. on Saturday?
Well, I hadn't really. Possibly, I don't know. It's
because
the
weather looks like it's going to be quite nice, and first game of the season and all that.
I hadn't realised how it fell, to be honest. You know me, I don't like to plan ahead too far.
And then on Sunday we're off to Gloucester, where I think we own one.
We do. We
Yeah.
do.
So, so busy times ahead. I'm still wading my way through all the photographs from yesterday. It's been a busy time. But I had fun with the cameras, even if the second half.
Yeah. Let's just draw a veil over the second half.
Let's just draw a veil over the second half. The therapy session, hopefully it went well, ladies and gentlemen, because, we've got a very young team. We've got a very new team. The first half, they proved what they can do. And there's lots for them to learn. Sport is
keep the faith.
Keep the faith. Sport, but you don't start watching Northampton Saints for an easy ride. Yesterday's rollercoaster ride was a little steep. We went up and we went all the way back. Not all the way back down, because we'd all the way back down. We'd lost, but we got 3 points. We learned loads about us as a team. We've got lots of players to come back. We've got some fabulous young talent. The likes of Edo. He's wonderful stuff. We've recruited really well.
Archie is still only 21.
He's 20, yes. But I did call him an old man the other day. Remember that?
You did. Yeah, we've upset him by telling him that he's getting old because Johnny's snapping at his
Well, we've
heels.
got Johnny and Aidan Pugh. Aidan Pugh, who was there yesterday.
The delightful Aidan Pugh. What a lovely young man.
Aidan Pugh, who played for Bath's under-18s in that final. We snapped him up, and he was off to do his gym work, and then he was helping out in the inclusion hub. Helping Jamie Higgins and his team yesterday. So we have a crop of young talent coming through, and it's wonderful to see, but it is going to be bumpy occasionally, and nobody enjoyed that second half, and there will be more second halves to come, but they'll actually just think about all the wonderful times that we've had with this amazing club, and we'll have more amazing times, and we'll have more frustrating times where we go, what the hell's going on? But that's all part of sport.
And we do it all together. It's all of us. It is all of us.
It is all of us. And well done to everybody for getting behind the team yesterday. The South Stand roar, the terrace giving it a load. You guys do make a difference. The team will tell you it makes a difference. My beloved Boston Red Sox, who are now in the playoffs in the baseball in the States, Alex Cora, who's their equivalent of Phil Dowson, has put down the fact that they have won Friday night games that have been incredibly close. He has put it down to the difference that the crowd, the 36,000 in the crowd at Fenway make, and it's the same at the Gardens. Absolutely the same at the Gardens.
Absolutely is the 16th man. We are absolutely the 16th player.
Yeah.
It's inclusive. Yeah. So lovely. Right then, I'm now going to go and get a cup of tea because
you go and get a cup of tea. He'll have enjoyed his lunch. He'll have enjoyed his lunch, won't he? So, I'm going to go and cool down my poor. Oh, it is quite warm. It's very. The sun is. You can't see. The sun is beating down upon my study, and it's very warm in here. So, my poor little camera.
And you've got a very flaky camera.
That was episode 10. Hopefully, therapy administered.
Yeah. And we'll see you. Some of you down at Gloucester. A lot of you down at Gloucester, and the rest of you at Tigers.
Or some of you at Ealing. We get Bedford Blues at the Ealing game. Yeah. So
come and find us,
everybody.
Keep talking to us because we love it.
We do.
Okay, and special hello to Hutch's mum and dad listening in the car.
And Olivia, who waved at us several times yesterday. Olivia Coles. So yes, have a lovely week, everybody.
Bye.